2000, due to a clerical error, the state of Missouri assumed a man called Mike Anderson was in prison, serving 13 years for armed robbery. They began preparing for his release. Turned out, forgotten to ever jail him. He was just living a free life.
So he wasn't meant to be in prison?
He was meant to be in prison. They just entirely forgot to ever put him there.
I want to say result, but then also want to say that's the wrong thing, so not a result.
Do you know what he did?
Yeah, so he was arrested for going into a Burger King and robbing them for $2,000.
Oh.
And basically, he got convicted, and then he got bailed because he had an appeal. The appeal failed, and then somehow Missouri police just forgot to then go and throw him in jail. 13 years later, they go, oh, this guy's sentence is up. We should go let him out. Turns out he's never there.
Didn't even notice he was there.
Nope, didn't even notice. Didn't even know he wasn't there. So then after 13 years, they finally go and rearrest him and go, oi, mate, off to jail.
Wow.
It's surprising that it's in Missouri as well. Missouri is one of the states of America where you imagine they take policing quite hard. They're on the hard line of policing, and that they just let people free is pretty chilled.
Well, I don't think they deliberately let him free. I think it was one of those where they went, you got him right. No, I thought you got him. No, I thought you got him. It just turned out. I mean, it got to the ridiculous point where... So this was in 2002, he was meant to be in jail. In 2004, there was another appeal that went through. So this is 2 years after he's meant to have been in jail. On this appeal, it states that he very clearly lives at this home address, that he has a job, that he's doing all of this. Didn't even notice.
Would your life not just be like anxiety?
Yeah. You'd look out the window, wouldn't you, and go, oh, is he for me?
I'd be walking on eggshells 24/7.
But you get to the point, if you're nicking $2,000 from a Burger King, I think you get to the point where you're pretty no shits about this kind of thing.
Armed robbery as well, yeah. So what, he's 14 years he was looking at.
Yeah, 13 years he was meant to be there.
So does he have to spend 13 more years?
So he then went back to jail for a year, but during this point it got quite controversial because the victim, the person he robbed at Burger King, went, it's been 13 years, don't chuck him in jail. So this then became a huge national thing. He spent just under a year in jail before they just went, all right, mate.
Wow.
Just go
you
on
want to
your
say,
life.
yeah, result. You want to say result for him, but you also want to say, armed robbery, probably should be doing some time and learning his lesson, you know?
But hey, if the victim's okay with it, I guess.
Interesting that you picked a Burger King as well. If
Yeah.
I'm committing armed robbery, it's not my first port of call.
Who's robbing Burger King?
Nah.
If you're, mate, you're so right. If you're taking it upon yourself to get a gun, commit crime, you probably do like a bank with millions of pounds, wouldn't you, than a Burger King? Would you not?
Well, I'm not going through all that effort for $2,000.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not staggeringly wealthy, but come on.
You're
Yeah.
assuming that he didn't get like a Whopper meal after.
Maybe that's what he went in for.
That's what I'm saying.
Maybe,
Yeah.
I mean, they're pricey.
They are
Priciest of all the
pricey.
fast foods.
They are.
Yeah, they are.
How do you reckon, Sonny, you would fare in prison?
Awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd be afraid to drop soap.
I don't think that happens, you know. I don't reckon it happens.
Oh, it's got to.
Oh,
It's got to.
I don't.
come on.
Because,
Stop living your sheltered life. Come on.
but you got to think the amount of people that are in prison who are terrified of dropping the soap means who is actually the one that's excited when they are dropping the soap.
It's quite incredible, really, as well. Like, in this day and age, you can avoid prison. They would rather you avoid prison because of the amount of people that are actually in prison.
Getting on his soapbox, isn't he?
Well, that's
Oh,
what I'm saying.
they all have PlayStations and cinemas in prison, Connor. That's what I hear.
Genuinely. You're
They live in a 5-star mansion there. That's what I heard.
On that, they do have PlayStation in prison. Why have they got no squeezy Radox? Why are they dropping soap?
Why don't they have shower gel?
Exactly.
Yeah.
No soap dropping.
Yeah, at least get those hotel things. Now it's on the wall. You just got to push up
Great.
against it.
Yeah, fill
Well,
them out.
how do you know that they don't?